This is Sparta!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lethal Geeks podcast, episode 21. I'm your host, Costello, Sergeant Riggs. My partner is
Charles, Sergeant Murtaugh. What's up?
And down there is
Rock Talks. Leo gets in the house tonight.
How you doing, guys? I missed you guys. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's been a month. We were backstage talking about it. It's been a full month. So we run this show every, bi-weekly. So when we miss a week, it doubles up like that. So
I feel like we got some ring rust that we got to work out now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that was Easter, and I hope everybody had a great Easter Sunday. We did want everybody to reserve that, so that's why we skipped that show. But we are back. Yep. We got a lot to talk about. We got a special guest backstage. We got a full one tonight for you here. So it's going to be extremely DC heavy. We're going to try to keep it, under 2 hours. We don't want to run too long, but we got a lot to say about what's been happening in the last few weeks. Now, fellas, I don't know if you two guys have been keeping up, but, I stay on Twitter when it comes to the news and stuff like that. So you see my posts, you see what's going on. I've been waiting for this night so we can go ahead and get into it about what's going on with James Gunn. My goodness. So, all right.
James, when will be the day that we don't talk about you anymore? But hopefully, July 11th. Anyway, Charles, you know the real. Explain to our new guest, because I'm seeing a lot of new people on the chat here. I got Man Lam. I think that's what I'm pushing it. Mm-hmm. I apologize. Welcome, Venkata, my man.
Oh, Venkata, haven't seen Venkata around. We got Futuretron in the house. What's up? Chris Brown is in the house. We got CS, the director. What's up? Dennis Medina. Ricker. Everybody, come on in.
Vasquez
tonight, guys.
Yep. All right. So, Charles, real quick.
All right. Rules of the platform. They're real simple, guys. Not long-winded. Just respect the people that come in the chat. We got a lot of new people that are coming in, that are joining, and welcome, by the way. While you are rolling through, by the way, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, smash that notification bell. It does help out our algorithm. We do appreciate it. But yeah, rules of the platform are pretty simple. We don't really care what side of the fandom you're from. Whether it's Gunn, whether it's Zack Snyder, whoever your favorite director is, we don't care. Respect the rules of the platform. You don't talk about anybody. You don't denigrate anybody. And everybody has a right to speak here, and you definitely don't denigrate anybody in the chat or our guests on the platform. So just respect those rules, please. Otherwise, we're gonna zap you and we're gonna ban you. We don't have time for all of the bullshit. So, we don't have time for the crap. So we're here to talk about stuff that we love. Like I said, whether you are a Gunn fan, whether you're a Snyder fan, whether you're both, it does not matter. Just come with some respect. Speak like an adult. Articulate yourself. But if you come with that crap, gotta kick you.
Where you been, Sin? I missed you too.
Well.
All right. The GOAT Crush Critics, absolutely. So let's introduce our guest. This gentleman, all three of us have been following him for a while now. I love his attitude. I love his energy. He says it just like we do. We keep it real, and he does
exactly. Too. Sometimes he even go deeper than we do. He'll just say some stuff and be like, "Now, see, he's saying what we're all thinking." That right there. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado.
I was going to say, can I introduce him?
Please,
Mr. Wallets Closed, Harsh Critics, guys.
Hey, July 11th
What's going on, y'all? Y'all all right?
We good,
man. Doing all right. It's an honor to have you on. Like I said, we've been trying to get you for a while, bro. So thank you for being here.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I appreciate being on.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely got a lot to talk about. Obviously, man, we're gonna talk a little bit about you and talk about your journey into DC. First things first, man. When did you knew that DC was your jam, was your comic, was your movie, was your everything?
Well, I'm an 80s baby, so I remember when I was like, it had to been like 80. The year what when the Batman came, the Michael Keaton Batman
89.
came out.
89.
I remember that. I remember that. For some reason, my mom took me and my brother and my cousins to go see that. And ever since then, I've just been a DC fan. I'm gonna be honest, like Superman, I didn't really get into Superman until like when I was like in my late teens or something like that. But Zack Snyder's Man of Steel really got me into Superman.
There it is.
A lot of his Superman got a lot of people involved. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I would say like, because I mean we all probably in the same age range. You remember when they had like the Batman the animated series, and then they had Superman the animated series. That's when we started getting into more Superman stuff like that. But I didn't feel like, I'm pretty sure everybody didn't like Superman Returns. I know some people like that movie or whatever, but I didn't really like that. I just thought it was boring. But when Man of Steel came out, that's what really got me back into Superman.
Man of Steel was the same thing for me, man. Like I was never a big Superman guy. Even when it came to the animated series, I was always a Batman guy. Batman, everything. But Man of Steel, as soon as I saw that completely shifted my entire perspective on Superman.
Yeah, but to go back to your question, what got me into DC and comics was that Batman 1989. That's what started it off.
All right.
So do you have a specific comic that you can remember that spoke to you, that it made you a DC Comics fan? Like outside of the movies, I'm just trying to think. Like, what was your first comic experience?
I wasn't really like in the comic books, but funny thing is, we used to have boxes of them. And I used to just ignore them. Like I wouldn't read them or nothing like that. I really wasn't into comics until like I got older. Until, like I said, once I got older, but it's no Pacific Comics. I still like to go back and see what people's talking about, especially with this Superman All-Star Superman. I just ordered that, and I want to see what the talk is about that.
Oh, so you ordered the comic? You ordered the book?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
First of all, I gotta say this, dude. I love your fucking posters, dude. I
look at them all the time, dude. Every time I'm watching this show, I'm like, yo, I have to get some posters, man.
Super Mario 3, Mega Man 2. I'm a big Mega Man guy. I'm like,
yeah.
That's the stuff I grew up. Saw that,
yeah.
Dude, when I saw that, I was like, I gotta get this guy here. I gotta meet this guy.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, it's just stuff I grew up on, stuff I like, because a lot of people got me misunderstand. Say you don't like anything. I like good movies. I like quality. Like I like stuff like like I can still cry over that film 30 years later. When he turns right and sick and all that stuff, I can still get emotional with that. That film is older than me.
Exactly. And that's what it's about right there, man. It's like it seems like these days the only thing you want to feel is numbness. Just give me some 90 minutes to 2 hours of some stupid shit, and then 5 minutes later I forgot about it, and then I'm back in the real world again. And that's not, you know what I mean? And that's counterintuitive to what I'm looking for in film. So yeah.
I want to ask real quick, is the Man of Steel poster framed?
Yeah, all these are
Or are they all framed?
Yeah, they're all framed.
They're all framed. Okay, sorry. It's just a little hard to tell if they were actually just posters on the wall, but I could see the glare in the Man of Steel one, so I figured it was framed. Oh, man. That is so beautiful. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Those are awesome, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, you just pick them up off eBay, or I go to a Pacific supplier on there and just get the movies I like.
Okay.
And frame them. That's it.
That's really cool, brother.
But it's Havoc. I'm prepared.
What about you guys? Like, when did y'all get into comics? Like, when did you start? Like, if you guys,
I'll answer first. I was born in '88. Okay, so for me, Yeah. So for me, my first like big I remember as a kid watching Batman 89 because we had the VHS, but my first theater experience I remember with Batman was Batman Returns. And yeah, I would, and because of that, that's what got me started into my journey with DC. I didn't care about any other superhero at that time. For me, it was Batman. And when Batman Returns came out, and then they followed it up with the animated series, like that was my entire childhood. My entire childhood was Batman, Batman, Batman. My first comic book experience. I want to say it was a Judge Dredd comic book because I have this memory of my mom picking me up. It was like a Judge Dredd versus Batman. I'm pretty sure that was my very first comic book.
Oh, that's experience. A classic, dude.
Yes. And it was such a gory, like, I was probably like 6 or 7 years old, and it was probably the goriest piece of art I had ever seen. It was, to me, it was just phenomenal. But that's what started it for me. And then as I got older, teenage years, I started looking back into like the classics. What were all the big comics in the 80s? And that's when Dark Knight Returns, Death and Return of Superman in the 90s, because I was still a kid, I didn't appreciate that at the time, but as I became a teenager and looked back on that kind of stuff, that's when it was like, wow, like that was my jam,
Yeah.
Right.
All right. What about you, Phil?
So for me, Batman 89, that was my first one. Comic book, actually, the first comic book that I actually read was RoboCop v Terminator. That was the first comic book I read. Because I'm also a big RoboCop and Terminator fan, but the first DC comic I grabbed was the Death of Superman because that was the thing back in the day when because Superman was like dull, just to quote Kevin Conroy, he was boring. So they had to like do something to we need to get sales, we need to make Superman relevant, more important. So what do? Let's kill him off and then bring him back. So that was an event, just like the death of Robin. That was a big event when Jason Todd killed Superman, killing Superman with Doomsday. That was the first comic book I grabbed for DC. But when it comes to movies, Batman 89. I also saw Batman Returns in theaters, and same thing with Rocks, like the animated show, then Superman show as well. So and then Justice League Unlimited, and the rest is history.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
Mr. Charles.
Me, so and we talked about this before. The Killing Joke was actually the first one I read, and then I worked my way backward. You know what I mean? With the dark, the Dark Knight Returns and all that. I started going that way. So that was the first one that actually got me into like DC comics in general. But 89's like Keaton's Batman, that sold me on the character and like the actual IP itself. So, but the first comic book I ever read, 1977, Heavy Metal, Volume 1.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I'm dating myself. I was born in 73.
Heavy Metal.
So, and I'm 83. So
right.
Yeah. So that was my first comic experience. It was dark. I shouldn't have been reading that comic, but
yeah.
All good. Well, but anyway, I think Zack Snyder was also like, no, Mom, this is a good comic. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So that was like my first comic experience from there. And then after that 89 Batman came. That was it. And then people, I like Batman Returns too. It was way darker and more visceral than the first one was with the Penguin and all of that stuff. But I still liked it. I did. So,
did you guys remember that when Batman Returns came out, like the toys?
I was gonna say I remember all the marketing.
Yeah. The toys for the Penguin. They couldn't. The Warner Brothers did not want the Danny DeVito Penguin out because the thing would freak the shit out of kids. So they used like the Batman 60s version of the Penguin.
I remember the McDonald's toys. I don't know if you guys remember the McDonald's toys, but I remember the McDonald's toys. And I remember as a kid, I had the McDonald's Batmobile. And it was so cool. Yeah. I wish I could find that, actually. I got to look on eBay. I want to bring it back to my collection. Anyways, Harsh, let's get back to you, though. I want to know about what inspired you to start your YouTube channel. I want to know what got you into being the harsh critic that you are.
Well, I started.
This is the I'm waiting on. Let's go. Where my popcorn at?
Well, I have a music channel, and that's dedicated to that. But I just wanted to start another channel. I wanted to talk about movies. I think what really got me into starting a movie channel was when you had the shills that I call out saying, "Oh, this movie is good. This movie is good." Then when you go, you like, this is crap. Like the CGI is off. So that's what really sparked me to start a movie channel, so I can give my opinion about what I see through my lenses. Because the shills, it was once upon a time they had a monopoly over this, but now that guys like you, guys like me, we coming up with we're
the new media.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what sparked me to start this channel.
Okay,
nice. How long? So how long? I'm sorry. How long is the Harsh Critics channel? How long has that been live?
I believe because at first it was called Be Good. Because you guys seen it on my vest or whatever. I had the original. It was like Be Good Music Reviews, and then I had made I think the Batman. When the Batman came out, people was like, "Oh, you harsh on this movie." Because that's when my channel started really taking off or whatever. And then I just changed it to Harsh Critics, and it just stuck.
Nice.
Okay, awesome.
By the way, congratulations! I saw you hit over 5,000 recently.
Oh yeah, man! Congratulations, brother.
We want to congratulate you on that.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
this stuff ain't easy. Like I said, I'm learning as I go along. Making little errors here and there, but yeah, I'm thankful.
You're putting in the work, and we definitely noticed that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I thank you guys. I thank you guys for
support. What's up, Creed? I see you.
Yeah, man. We've been in this game.
Y'all on y'all way to 1,000. Y'all on y'all way.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We've been at this since July of last year. It's been an amazing journey for the three of us. Because we never thought we would. Dude, we never thought that we would have people like yourself, people like Wayne T. Carr. Shout out to you, Wayne.
Brett Colbert.
Brett Colbert, Aaron Fisher. Guys that with much bigger, large platforms than us, and we're more than humble and grateful for people to come and give us little guys a shot. Because we're doing our thing. We're doing our thing, and we're unapologetic. We speak truth, and we don't fuck with our audience. Yeah. We respect our audience, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. People that are watching us right here, you guys watching us, we do this because of you guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, we appreciate you. I speak for the fandom. We appreciate everybody that's putting in their 2 cents about this, because stuff got to be said, man. Like, but I'm pretty sure we'll get to that part. So I don't want.
We're gonna get to it. Oh yeah. We're gonna get to it. Absolutely. All right. I got one more question for you, and then we can move on, man. But Zack Snyder, man. Obviously, he's our all-time favorite CBM director. Obviously, Man of Steel, when he obviously made you love Superman. After that moment, did you see any other Zack Snyder films beforehand? Or did you watch Man of Steel and say, hold on. Let me look at this dude and say, let me see what he's all about. Going all the way back to Dawn of the Dead. Where did you pick up and then just move forward with that?
I didn't see any other Zack Snyder film. I still haven't seen 300, y'all. I know that's another big one of his movies.
Man.
I have. So Man of Steel was my first one, but I guess it's because after The Dark Knight, after that trilogy was over, I heard like, oh, it's this guy, Christopher Nolan. He's recommending like this guy named Zack Snyder or whatever. And once I seen it, I'm like, damn, I'm a fan, I just remember the feeling I got out when I watched Man of Steel. I'm like, oh, okay. I want to see more of this. And then I was on, I don't know if you guys know, I actually seen the filming of BVS because it was filmed in Detroit. I was working with the Detroit police at the time. And I'm like, damn, how is he going to make Detroit look like Metropolis? But then when I look at it on film, I'm like, damn, this guy was really creative. And I'm actually going to do like a filming locations of that because I know a lot of guys been asking about that. But it was just the camera movement that he did. He made the city of Detroit look like Metropolis, and it's crazy.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
All
So.
right.
Yeah, to answer your question, yeah, Man of Steel was my first Zack Snyder film, but I always heard of 300, and I was always impressed by it, but I never got around to see it, which I'm definitely going to go see it eventually.
Yeah.
But
I'll give you a digital code, okay? Like I just you have to watch it.
You have to watch it, bro.
But,
It's fire, man. Oh yeah.
But no, I'll admit now when BVS came out, the theatrical cut, I didn't like that cut. I did not like that at all because it was just certain
people didn't like.
I'm right there with you, dude.
It was just really confusing, and then I'm like, "What the hell?" And then as soon as I got home, that's when WB had posted that scene with Steppenwolf saying, "Oh, we got 30 more minutes of footage," and I'm like, "Well, why y'all didn't put all this in the movie?" So when I finally put the Ultimate Edition, I'm like, "Oh, I can rock with this," because a lot of stuff made sense. Like the African lady, we didn't know she was threatened by Lex. They didn't even show her murder.
Right, they didn't even show the flamethrowers, so that it was like
flamethrower.
They didn't show that.
Yeah.
It was. You kind of knew when you saw it the first time. You're like, because when we came out of the theater, I was like, it was pretty good. But then I was like, but something is wrong. Something is not right. It's not matching up. The flow is not matching up right. Something is missing. Turns out it was 30 minutes worth. That was missing. He was the entire, what they call touchstone of that entire plot. And without him in that, it was just like, wait a minute. I know he's in the movie, but what's his ultimate plan? How did he connect everything? And
if you remember, they even cut out the scene where Superman went to Gotham to investigate what was going on.
They cut that out too.
So there was so much that was cut out, and like I was just like you, dude. When I got home after watching that movie, I go check YouTube, and there's this deleted scene that was taken out of the movie, and I saw, and then they announced, oh yeah, they're going to do a special edition with 30 extra. Like, I remember the wait for that. I was waiting.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because I want to know like what's going on with the scene.
How many times did you watch it in theaters?
I only seen it once. I only seen it once because
I watched the theatrical twice, and then after the second time, I knew something was up.
I went 4 times. I went 4 times because I was like, dude, what am I missing? What the fuck am I missing? Besides, I wanted to see the warehouse fight because that was the best fucking
And to piggyback that question that I asked you about Zack Snyder, this tails in on it. When did you know you had to get into the fight?
When did you
know it was time?
When I seen the Snyder cut. When I seen that, I'm like, okay, we gotta do something about this. At least I gotta say something because my wife, she support me or whatever, and she was like, just go ahead and see it all the way through, you know. And I can look back and say, well, I did show my support for it because 100 years from now, people is gonna be looking back at this, you know. And that's the whole point of the movement, and just say, hey, we gotta take a stand for this, you know. Even though a lot of people say it's a slim chance, but it just we got to do something. I mean,
I was explaining. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead.
No, you said you were married. Your wife, is that what you said?
Yeah.
So, has she seen the movies with you? Man of Steel, BVS, and ZSJL?
No, she didn't see she seen Man of Steel, but she didn't see BVS or Zack Snyder. We'll probably watch that one day or whatever. But she would just like just stay in there, you know.
Yeah. Because I just got my girlfriend just recently to see Man of Steel and BVS, and this is the one observation, and she's very psychological. In another life, she must have been a shrink, I guess. I was joking with her. She said, Marvel is too generic. This has a lot of action sequences, cinematic sequences. Those were her words. And she's a general audience. She's not a geek like me. So that pretty much says that people, general audience, feel and notice when they see Zack Snyder's movies. So
Yeah, like even if you go look at like some of these people that's first time watching this or whatever, they be like, I want more of this. And they look kind of young, like they're in their 20s or something. It was like, are they going to continue this?
Mm-hmm.
And it sometimes I don't even like watching it because it's just like, damn, it's not going to be a continuation.
It's heartbreaking at the end.
I feel the same way. When I get to, I'm literally marathoning it this weekend. I'm stopped at the part on Man of Steel where he's getting ready to fight Fiora and what's his name, Namdek, whatever his name is, in Smallville, right on the street. I pause it right at that part, but I'm gonna watch all 3 this weekend. But so ZSJL is my favorite like superhero of anything of all time. That movie speaks to me in so many ways, and I absolutely love it. When you see Darkseid turn and walk away with Desaad and Granny Goodness, and he's walking back to his throne, through his throne room, back to his throne, all that, and then that's it, and you're just like, I was pissed off.
Yeah.
I was mad, dude. I was like, why are y'all fucking with this dude? Why?
Ego.
Yeah.
For me, it was the nightmare scene at the end. To know that we're not going to get
the that was my favorite scene. Like
that whole nightmare dynamic, and getting to see like a live action version of Injustice would have been phenomenal. You know, and I know there's a lot of shills out there like we're gonna need an evil Superman. It's like we've never seen that on live action before, like on the big screen. Yeah, there's been interpretations on the small screen on television shows and whatnot, but we have never actually seen an evil Superman on the big screen. And that's not to say that that was the full direction that Zack was going, but it was a part of the story. And it would have been phenomenal for us to have been able to get that, in my opinion.
Right.
One last question for you, Harsh, and then we'll move on to our next topic. Because one of the chat members here, TJ, is asking, have you watched Watchmen?
Yeah, I was just going to interject. Yeah, no, that I did see that. So yeah, I did see Watchmen when it first. I actually got the DVD when it first. Well, that's when Blockbusters was still in business. But yeah, that would be my first Zack Snyder film. Yeah.
I got to point out Damian O'Brien's comment here. WB chooses typing monkeys over Darkseid.
We gonna get into it. We gonna get into all that. Trust me.
Oh boy, isn't that the truth?
Oh yeah, Watchmen was my first Zack Snyder movie, and I was impressed by the visuals then. You know.
Yeah.
That was his interview. Christopher Nolan saw Watchmen, and he's like,
"That's the guy.
That's the guy. Exactly. That's the guy right there."
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah.
Alrighty. So let's start our topics here. But guys, please, Harsh, thank you again for coming to the show. We got a lot to talk about. And guys,
I'm
also
ready.
If you guys, if you're just jumping in right here, we got 100 people in the live stream watching us today. So if you guys are coming in, please like, share, subscribe, join the conversation. We got a lot to talk about. Oh my God, we got so much shit to rant about today.
All right, Phil, let's start topic number 1, sir.
Let's go.
Topic number 1. So we have been saying for a very, 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 very long time, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Get your acting skills right, boy. Get some range on the way you act, and then come back later. He has come back later.
We've been hard on him. Yep, we've been hard on him about this, and it looks like he's doing it. He's listening, and like. When I saw this trailer, we're gonna roll it for you guys, but man, am I impressed! I am so impressed.
All right, so here we go.
Probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC?
That's the bloody thing they're trying to ban.
This guy is the best he has ever seen.
Do you hate each other when you fight?
Absolutely not.
How do you know Mark Kirk?
Oh, we go way back, but he's a buddy of mine.
Come on, baby. Too much?
Never.
Too much?
No.
Please welcome in his Octagon debut, Mark Gunn!
Winning is the best feeling there is. It's 40,000 people, and they're cheering you on. There's no other high like it in the world. No contract, no money?
No money.
Do you have any stronger pain medication?
Advil?
Advil?
Yeah.
Don, would you like
No.
They're handing them out like candy. Let's all get in. Everybody get in. Yeah, Don, can you take this picture for us?
Yeah.
What are you thinking at the beginning of the fight?
It's simple. Am I going to hurt him before he hurts me?
I'm sure
This Grand Prix to crown the greatest fighter in the world. He has come back from the brink. Let's see if he can pull out a victory over Mark Coleman. Have you spoken to either about fighting such a good friend for a life-changing amount of money?
I just need you to let me in.
Always about you. Only about fighting you.
Let's fucking go. A big, strong man. I love
I think he wants your autograph.
Sure, no problem. No fighting.
Looks so good. Like, I didn't think The Rock was capable of something like this.
Of course he is, man. Of course he is. You just got to surround him with the right person to give him the right thing, and they can coach him the right way, and boom.
Right.
And
There
leave
it
his
is.
ego aside.
Out. Leave that alone, bro. Swallow that, man. We know you're tough. Obviously, you're a tough guy. Let that go for just a moment.
Bro,
Be vulnerable for a moment, and you will pull it off.
Who's directing that?
Sorry?
Who's directing that? Who's the director of that?
Let's find out. Hold on. I'll look it up 1 second.
Oh, and speaking of that, another one that came out after he emerged from the shadow of what was going on, but Jonathan Majors magazine dreams. Oh, I heard he's killing it in that.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see here. Where's the thing?
Directed by
Benny Safdie. I've
never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Good Times,
Uncut Gems. I've seen that one.
You seen that one? Okay.
Yeah, that's the Adam Sandler one. That one's really good.
Oh yes, dude. I still haven't seen that movie, dude.
It's on Netflix, bro.
All right.
But dude, I gotta say, like, I really, after seeing how much effort like The Rock is putting into this, and I'm looking at the makeup, the hair, the fact they even gave him the cauliflower ear. Like, why couldn't that kind of effort have gone into Black Adam? I've always said, if he had that hair for Black Adam, that would have been perfect.
There you go, right there. Aaliyah,
been saying that. If he chooses,
he looks different. He looks way different than that.
Black Adam take, he wanted more serious take, but Hamada.
I think she's trying to say, but Hamada
That could be it. Because if he had done something like this for Black Adam, I think that movie would have gone over so much better. So much better. If he
Aaron Fisher in the house. What up, Aaron?
What up, Aaron?
Nice to see you, Aaron. Benny Safdie, Uncut Gems. Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to check that one out. That one I haven't seen yet. But yeah, guys, listen. Like, Dwayne, good job, man. Like,
that was
this. You needed this. You fucking.
And I don't even watch stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't watch that stuff. But to see them perform the way they perform, that's the, like I'm not into to Elvis and all of that. I was never into that stuff. But the movie about him, played by what's his name, Austin Butler, man, come on.
So, Phil, I just sent you a photo in the Lethal Geeks page. I want you to pull that up because it is a side-by-side comparison of Mark Kerr and The Rock. And you're going to see how perfect it is.
Yes, I see it right here. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like, dead on. Dead on. I am so impressed that The Rock has done this. Like,
yep,
phenomenal.
No, listen, like based on the trailer,
yeah,
like I can see that. Yeah, he's finally working those acting muscles because he needed them because he's always acted as The Rock.
Exactly.
Black Adam was The Rock.
Did you hear his tone and his voice? Even he changed his voice for this role. He
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yep. I would not be surprised if he gets a nomination for some award. I don't think it'll be Oscar level, maybe a Grammy or something nomination, but at least
we'll see. We don't know.
He's getting there.
He could get an Oscar nomination if it's that good. Why not?
We'll see. We'll see. Also, remember, like this. This
is from A24.
Yes.
Oh, they creeping on a come up, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, keep in mind, guys. Go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, no, what I'm saying is that remember that The Rock is also now going to film with Marty Scorsese and Leo DiCaprio.
Yes.
That's another, that's a prestige film. So if he already did this, that means, okay, he's up in his game. So absolutely. Absolutely. Harsh, your thoughts?
No, I think it looks good. It looks different. He doesn't look like The Rock. When I was watching the trailer, I couldn't believe it was him, but it's, I may check it out.
Yeah, this is definitely worth
just for his performance. Like I said, I don't watch stuff like that, but I'm willing to watch it just to see, how he pulls this off. So that's worth the watch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I even see it in the comments near the photo. Excited to see Dwayne truly act and show out. Like
it's
on the photo, Phil. On the photo, on the Instagram photo.
Okay. I'm sorry. Excited to see. Yeah, I was gonna offer a drop. My bad.
Right. Looks like we got 117 in the chat. We do appreciate you guys coming on in. Again, smash that like, hit that subscribe. We do appreciate it. It helps the algorithm out. Yeah. Stay a while. Kick your feet up.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, if you're just jumping in, so I will leave a link in the description so you guys go check out the trailer for the Smashing Machine. The Rock is definitely pulling something different, something new, something fresh, which for his career, and we've said this multiple times, and it's constructive criticism, Rock, you needed this, and I'm glad you're listening to the fans because he listens to his fans. When we said we want Henry Cavill, we want fucking Henry Cavill back as Superman, what did he do?
He brought him back. He
brought him back. He tried, but he listened.
Yeah.
So definitely, guys, give this movie a chance. All right.
Final Girl in Jail. Oh yeah, we gonna talk about it. Final Girl. No worries. That's gonna be coming up real soon. We talking about it.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic.
Let's go.
The Accountant 2 review and spoilers. God, this was such a good movie.
Yeah,
was
it better than the first one?
Good. I thought so. I think Charles might have a different opinion, but I actually did enjoy this one more than the first one.
Okay. I haven't seen
Charles,
but I gotta check it out.
Yeah, Charles.
All right. So I thought it was a great film. I still like the first one better because it was a lot more serious when it came to those characters. It was a little more visceral for me. What I did like about the second one is the exploration of the brothers more, because they give you some idea of how their dynamic was in the first film. Bernthal's character was always the what's his name? Braxton.
Braxton.
Yeah. Braxton was always, they say, so right. So he was always the one that was that had the attitude and all of that. And then you had Ben Affleck's character,
He was Frank
Chris.
Castle,
he was
basically.
he's just yeah. He was right. Yeah, he was a kid, Frank Castle. Yeah. So he was that way. So I like the fact that they got to explore more about those two brothers. So you remember at the end of the first film, he made a promise that, hey, I'm gonna give you a call. Don't worry, I'll give you a call. We'll hang out, do whatever, get dinner. But he never did, and he let another. And I like how they played this into the film. He let another 8 years go by before he contacted him, and then it was pretty much off to the races from there. So yeah. It was an autistic Batman and Punisher on screen, bro. I'm not playing.
That's exactly what it was. Like,
I gotta check that. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I've been sleeping on that.
Listen,
yeah, you can check it out, man.
The Accountant one, I believe, is on Netflix, so you can catch that one on Netflix. And I'm telling you, dude, you'll love it. You'll love it, and you'll race out to the theaters to go see the second one. Phil, did you get to see the movie yet?
I saw it yesterday. Finally, I was able to see it because I'm still in Mexico. I'm finally flying back tomorrow. So
what are your thoughts,
dude? I'm going to share something real stupid that happened to me. So I had bought the ticket originally, and then I realized I bought it in Spanish by accident.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to see this, man.
I'm sorry, man. Hang on, I got to interject, man. Lamb, let me tell you something, bro. Terminator, the very first one, the grounded, gritty, 35 millimeter shot. That first one was a masterpiece to me. That outdoes every single Terminator that came out, even Terminator 2. Everybody says, "Oh, Terminator 2 is the best. It's the best sequel ever." I'm like, it is a good sequel, but I'm always going to love the circa 1984 version. Always, that's my favorite. Anything of everything of all time. That very first film. So.
I can't even argue that with you because I know how big of a Terminator fan you are. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the Accountant too, Phil. Like,
so that little story. So I bought the wrong ticket, so I had to go back before, and then whatever. But yeah, I got to see the movie. At first, I was like, okay, what's going on here? So, and then all the action started, bam, 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 and then you see the Ben Affleck's character like speed dating, and then he reverses the algorithm, and he just does his autistic thing. And I'm like, dude, this guy's a genius. This guy's insane, but I love it.
BTJ says, which IP is better, the Equalizer versus the Accountant?
Accountant.
I'm Accountant.
I love Denzel, but the Accountant. Sorry.
No, I love. Oh, go ahead, Phil. Finish up. Sorry.
Okay, so this movie, I did like the brothers dynamic. This I won't spoil it a lot for you, Harsh, but basically on the first movie, it's the accountant trying to like decipher some money missing on a pharmaceutical or robotic company. I don't remember. And on this one, on the second one, it's human trafficking.
Yes.
So they're trying to uncover human trafficking because the J.K. Simmons character, who was part of the main cast on the first movie, on the second one, he dies at the beginning. So that's when they're like, "Hey, we find the accountant." Like he writes himself in the arm, say, "Find the accountant." So then that's how Ben Affleck gets back.
That sets off how they get back in the game, and he finds his brother, and and all that, and Agent Medina and all that. Yeah, that's how they all connect together and get back into it, basically. So
a lot of I love the dynamic on the bar. Because since Ben Affleck's character is autistic, he don't dance. He's like awkward, and it's hard for him to interact. And then like he sees how they're
line dancing.
It's like there's line dancing. And he figures it out. And then he starts doing it. And then a bar fight starts, and you see
it's crazy,
running to the screen, and then it cuts like it freezes for like a second. No, dude,
and then
Harsh, you gotta watch
three guys go through the window, and then it cuts to them in the truck speeding off, and then you see that he's got the girl's number on his hand. I love that scene. That scene was a standout scene for me in the movie because you really get to see a side to the brothers' relationship that I don't think they had ever experienced. They're experiencing something like that for the very first time in that moment. and I thought it was so well done. And yeah, the line dancing scene, how he walks over and he's watching the pattern, and that's his whole thing is pattern recognition, and he picks it up like
my thing was the way his brother responded to him, because you still saw the little brother in him.
Yes.
When he was like, that's my brother there. You still saw the little brother in him, man. And that's what I loved about that dude. I was just like, see?
I thought there was a lot of heart in this movie. There was so much heart in subtle ways, the way they did it. The third act really hit me in the feels, and I'm like on the edge of my seat because I don't want to spoil it too much, but the entire third act is about saving the kids. And
all right, that's enough, man. Don't okay, Ron, stop. Just tell them it's about saving the kids. That's all we need to do. Let's just say this. Hey, they get strapped up and they getting ready to do their thing. Let's just put it like that.
They do their thing, and it's very emotional. It's very on the edge of your seat. You don't know what's gonna happen, and it was well done. So well done.
Yeah. She says, shut your motherfucking mouth, Ross. Giving away too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
We said at the beginning it was about human trafficking. So
yeah. So that's the overall story, and that's basically what kicks them back into gear with Agent Medina. It's enlisting their help and all that, find the accountant, and then it just takes off from there. So
yeah.
Do y'all think it's gonna be a count 3? Did they leave it off?
Yes.
It's gonna be a third one. Yeah, it's gonna be a third one.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. One thing I was validated. Remember when we were talking about the production company behind this and the distribution rights? I did see WB's logo on this one. So we were right. It was WB and Amazon. WB did take care of the distribution, the theatrical distribution.
The international distribution.
International.
Just the international.
You know what? But here's the funny thing, because I noticed, because in the theaters that I saw Universal also. Why is Universal also involved here? Maybe it's because it's Mexico. I don't know. But Universal.
It happens all the time. If you really pay attention to it, if you go back and watch other movies from back in the day, you'll kind of be like, oh, they actually kind of do. Hey, do you want a little piece of this? Yeah, I'll take a piece of it.
Okay.
They do that. It's all part of it. So yeah.
And we also thought that one of the reasons why Amazon got the deal is, remember that Ben Affleck was in The Flash just momentarily, and he wasn't in the credits. We suspect that was part of the deal. Like, hey, listen, you guys want me to do Batman in The Flash? Fine. Release the rights to the accountant so I can take it to Amazon. We suspect that was one of the deals.
Oh, okay.
Because if he wasn't credited in The Flash, that probably means they didn't have to cough up any dough to him. So it could have been a rights thing, like you're suggesting, Phil.
Yeah.
Speaking of rights, let's move on to our next topic, because this one's a doozy also. So,
Charles,
Sinners. This is another one that's been. I know what you're doing, Charles. I know.
I love cinema, man. What can I tell you?
I know what you do. I know
what can I tell you?
So this is a movie that's been killing it, and Ryan Coogler he's the new Spike Lee. Michael B. Jordan, he's the new Denzel. Those two brothers, they're killing it. They're fucking killing it. And re-released now, and I actually saw this in IMAX. I saw this movie twice. The first time I saw it on IMAX, and oh my fucking god, it was like.
I'm gonna go this week to watch it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna go this week.
Now, Harsh,
you saw it, right?
You saw this. You gave it a 6 out of 5. I would. And this is what I like about us podcasting, because some people are gonna like it completely. Some are gonna have some criticism. You and I agreed on one thing, that few things went a little bit too long, but you gave it a 6 out of 5. Charles and I, we gave it a 10. But we'd like to understand your point of view as why you gave it a 6 out of a 6.5.
I just think a lot of stuff just went on too long, like the dancing and them recruiting the people to go to the club. I just thought that was it just took too long,
Okay.
And that's pretty much about it. My wife, she gave it a 7, but like I said, the reason I gave it a 6 is just because I just thought it was too long. I just thought some stuff could have been chopped down, and it just took too long for me for it to start up. Like, I'm
you guys
sitting up
mind
here
me
waiting.
asking what was
Huh?
the runtime on it?
I think it was
2
like
hours and 11 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when the first vampire, when they first showed a vampire, it's like you're like 45 minutes in or like 50 minutes in or something like that. So I was waiting for something. I like the overall feel for the film. I think the problem with me is I think the film just needed a backstory with these characters, especially like with the girl and their relationship and stuff like that. Because it's just like, well, you just got to go. You just got to say, oh, they had a past relationship. Oh, this person know this person know it. And it was just like, well, I'm not really feeling anything for these characters. So I don't know. I probably missed something because she actually went to go. She liked it more. She ended up seeing it another time. She went to go see it again.
You better go watch that movie again, Harsh.
Yeah. So she I think because she pointed out some stuff that I missed. And I was going to do this on my spoiler review, and she was saying that she liked it the way that Sammy, I guess it really had a deep meaning. Now, if you're like looking for stuff or you're experienced in that type of era, you would know what was going on. But she was just like, well, she liked how Sammy, like the white vampire was trying to make Sammy use his music to contact his ancestors or something like that. I missed that, but she caught on to it. So maybe, like I said, maybe I need to watch it again just to see if I missed anything. But
that's what I would suggest to a lot of people. Like if you give it, you know, most people give it like right around the scores I'm seeing. If out of 10, you're talking like 10 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, stuff like that. If you give it, I say watch it one more time, quietly, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Kind of like
distractions,
right, yeah.
Funny, she went ahead and said that because we was going to go back to the movies together, but our schedules was messed up or whatever, so she went to go see it again, and she was like, this is a really deep movie. This happened. So she picked up on stuff like that. I didn't.
I made a mistake when I saw it the first time, and Charles, you know this. I didn't stay for the post credits. I was like, fuck, because I didn't think there was going to be. They were going to marvel it and put something post credits. So in the second time that I went, I was like, that ending was so beautiful. That re-encounter with Stack and Sammy, you know, because they're cousins. They're actual cousins. And he told him, like, hey, I promised my brother I'd let you live. You know, so and he hugs them, and that was beautiful. That was
Gilmore Girls fan 85. She makes a good point. If you are going in looking for a horror vampire flick, you might need a second viewing. That's a good advice for you there, Harsh. Think about all the vampire movies, all of them, including this one, and take the straight it's a vampire movie out of the film. Then watch it. Yeah. Go in with that mindset, and I think you might then understand more about what it was.
I think I'm gonna go see because I haven't did a spoiler review yet. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and check it out again just to see if I missed, just so I can actually just take it in this time, because when I was watching, I was just like, is something gonna happen? Like, what's going on? Like,
No, but I understand.
You're more a action visual kind of on screen, kind of seeing that type of thing. Are you more of a dialogue person? You know, like the setup for dialogue and stuff like that, or do you just like the action more, or more the, you know what I mean?
If a movie got to get me, I'll say like in 20 minutes, it just got to do something, Okay. But the problem I had with Sinners, like I said, they were just going around picking up people, and they were just doing that for almost like an hour, until they get to the jukebox or whatever. So, like I said, maybe I'll have to go and see it again. But I do like the overall feel for the film, because it looked like a 1940s or 30s film. I do like that part of it. So, like I said, maybe I got to go out and check it again. But she ended up loving it. She gave it a 10 out of 10 after she seen it again. But
yes, Crimson Lake. Yes, I did. I did love it. I loved it.
I get Charles's perspective about watching it a second time and trying to watch it quietly, because what I find with movies like this, when you have a full theater, you can get distracted very easily. Your attention can shift very easily. One of the things I haven't seen Sinners yet. I'm going to wait for the hype to die down a little bit because I like watching movies quietly. When I went to go see The Accountant on Thursday, I had an empty theater. There was just me and the screen, and I could watch the movie quietly and enjoy it and take it all in. That's the experience I want to get with Sinners. So I'm kind of waiting for the hype to die down, and I can go more towards the tail end of its release.
I want to highlight this comment right quick from Philip. It says, should Ryan Coogler been the one to do a Blade movie Marvel was doing? All right. So here's how I'm going to answer that question. I would love for him to do a movie like that because I know it would be true to form when it comes to that. However, I want Ryan Coogler, and if you're listening, I want y'all to stay as far away from Cape shit as you possibly can. I don't care if it's a superhero story, a vigilante superhero story, an anti-hero story. I don't care. Stay away from large IPs as far as you possibly can. I know you're about to do the final Black Panther or whatever that is. I already know they got you set up for that, so that can't be avoided. But from this point forward, please, original stories. That is what Hollywood is missing. They are sucking the teeth of IPs, and we're gonna get there. But yeah, that's I would love to see that, absolutely. But I want them to stay so far away from IP from this superhero shit, man. Seriously,
I want to share a few videos that I have here online about this topic on Sinners. So let me share here with you. One of the goats of cinema thinks it's not horror. It's a new genre. So let's hear him out.
Ryan Coogler, Sinners. Dope! 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. You called it the greatest experience you've had watching a film in years. You then went on to proclaim it is Black cinematic power. Spike, I need to know your thoughts on the future of filmmaking, especially with Ryan Coogler and as you see it.
Support this film. It's amazing.
Attention to details. Michael B. Jordan did his thing. We talked about the kinship between you and Denzel. I think Ryan and Michael B. Jordan have a similar kinship.
Yeah. They're doing that thing too.
It's almost like 3 movies in one. There's a lot of things that sort of happen.
For me, he told me the film was a horror film. I don't think it's a horror film. He invented a new genre.
Yeah, that's a different genre.
You feel me?
The brand new. It gives me the same feeling the first time I saw Get Out, where I'm like, it's a horror film, but like
emotional experience. Like that's it. Like it's a whole experience. I just love to see him work. And going back to our history, Black history, our story is so strong, deep rooted that a lot of it is horror at the end of the day. To be able to artistically put that into story, to filmmaking, to be able to still keep the essence of what we built and our ancestors and the spirit.
Built this country.
We deal with demons, other people demons, we deal with our own demons, like sinners, dog. Like, you know what I mean? When you really break that down, like it's powerful.
It gives
now
and that is what I'm gonna let you go, but that is what Sinners was about right there. He just said it. Said it. Go ahead, Phil.
No, I was going to say that one of the things that I didn't realize, because when we did the review, Charles, I said sorry once I saw it the second time, the scene where they are they're playing when Sammy's playing music and he's conjuring, and then you see people from the past and the present. That's all one shot. There are no cuts.
Yeah,
and I was like, because on the first time I was like, I didn't realize, and then the second time I'm like, holy shit, there's no cutscene here. It's all straight camera right there. And I'm like, damn, dude. So guys, watch this movie. Watch it. And if you Harsh again, watch it again, dude.
Yeah, because it's funny you mentioned that.
A lot of times.
What my wife picked up on, she picked up on him reaching his ancestors and stuff like that. I didn't.
Harsh was like, "Where the vampires biting people at? Show them."
So I'll see it again. Because like maybe it's man, I missed, but she picked up on it. I mean, she's an intelligent woman, so she can pick up on stuff like that. But I didn't pick up on that stuff. She did. Like
nice.
So since I haven't seen it yet, is there anything that you guys can compare it to? Like, remember when we were talking about
Dusk Till Dawn?
I was going to ask that. Yeah. Okay.
Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah. It reminded me a combination of Dusk Till Dawn and 40 Days a Night for some weird reason. The vampires themselves reminded me of 40 Days a Night, and then like the thematic, the scenery, the way the cinematics look reminded me of with the with the juke joint and all that. Reminded me of from Dusk Till Dawn. Absolutely, it really did. And I want to highlight this right quick. So Gilmore Girls 85 says Michael B. Jordan was absolutely amazing in the movie. His ability to create two completely different characters was truly spectacular. Yes, that part right there. This dude, he was playing two distinct personalities in his film. He played that shit very, very well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He did.
No,
I'm glad you guys said Dusk Till Dawn, because that's what I was thinking of when
Yeah.
you guys were talking about the slow burn getting to vampires.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. And that was set up there. That was Tarantino. So that was Tarantino, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Tarantino.
Phil just dipped on us. What's going on?
Sorry, I'm just saying goodbye to my girlfriend. She's
Okay.
heading out. All right, so one last video I want to share, because for all you guys who know about I'm sorry. For all you guys that know about licensing deals and releasing stuff like that, a lot of things that have been happening lately is this movie has been getting a lot of shit by mainstream media that, oh, it's not successful, didn't make his budget. This deal that he's getting the rights back 25, all that is bullshit, because Ryan Coogler is not the first director or actor to get back end deals. So I'm going to share this video here, and we'll compare it to something else that also happens in Hollywood. So give me a second here. So watch this video, and I'll be right back.
And talk about what you negotiated in making Sinners, the arrangement you had with Warner Brothers. The New York Times reports Warner Brothers agreed to spend $90 million to make Sinners and agreed to give you a cut of gross ticket sales, now rare arrangement known as first dollar gross, meaning before they recoup their costs, you're getting money as well. Warner also agreed, and this is absolutely key, to relinquish its ownership of the film to you after 25 years. The Times reports, quote, some rival film companies were horrified that Warner Brothers would give a film away even after a period of time.
I'll maybe add some context that maybe those articles didn't add. I'm not the first filmmaker to get any of these deals, and Warner Brothers is not the first studio to provide these deals to a filmmaker. So like I think that a lot has been made of my deal in particular. I'm not totally sure why. I have my guesses, but I've been in the industry long enough to know what kind of deals are possible, and nothing about this deal is a new thing,
What's your guesses,
it
Ryan?
is not a I'd rather not say, but the attention on what's happening with this project, outside of it as a piece of art and as a piece of commerce has been very interesting. But for me, this film was very important to me. As a writer director, I've made over $2 billion at the global box office. I'm not yet 40 years old. It's taken a lot of time, commitment, energy, and I've missed out on a lot of things in my life. Making films that will always be owned by other people. For this one, because it was so personal, and because I had the ability to negotiate. I asked for a few things that were very important to me for this project. And for what it was about and what it meant to me and my family. And thankfully, I was able to get those things I was asking for from Warner Brothers.
Now, Right there was very important. That very last part, what he just said there in the last couple of minutes. Okay, especially the part about the film being important to him. It's his. Okay, it's his film. It was original. He came up with the idea. He came up with the story. He wrote it. It's his. The only way, as far as Warner Brothers goes, Warner Brothers fronts him the money to get it spread out so enough people go buy tickets to see it. That's basically what their job is. But this is his film, which is why he said it's so personal to me, and that's why he did that. Obviously, he can't do it with Black Panther. He doesn't, you know what I mean? He can't do that. But he wrote this movie. He came up with the story. They sat down, him and Michael B. Jordan sat down and they cracked their heads open and made this story. That's his film. That's why he did it. And I can't blame him. You know, and I can allude to what he was getting ready to say. It's because he's Black. It's no secret that minorities don't get a fair shot when it comes to this Hollywood thing. It is what it is. Y'all don't have to like what I'm saying. It's just the truth. You can close your eyes to it all you want to. It's real shit. But with that being said, this man is making strides, and that is the reason why I didn't boycott WBD when it came to this film. These two young brothers are inspirational for people of my color. Take that how you want it.
Right.
Okay,
right.
We're intelligent, we're smart, we know how to write, we know how to direct, we know how to do things too. So that's what this is about for him. Okay, so Robert Zemeckis, do you know why there's no more Back to the Futures being made or remakes and stuff like that? Because he owns them.
It's the rights, exactly.
They belong to him.
And he
Michael Bay owns Platinum Dunes. Yep. Come on now. Let's be real about that. Spielberg, they all own something. They own their futures. They own the rights to their own stuff. That's not new. And that's what he was talking about. None of this is new. It's just now because Sinners is a success, all of a sudden, oh no, they're giving him 25 years and he can have it all back. What are you doing? Really?
I was making the same comparison earlier with Victor Miller and Friday the 13th. The Friday the 13th franchise.
Yeah, exactly.
Those rights reverted right back to Victor Miller, and that's why they had to shut down the game, and they got no movies being made right now. This happens. It's part
Adam
of
Sandler owns Adam Sandler owns Happy Madison.
Yep.
He owns all of his shit. There you go.
What's your take on this? What's your take on all this, Harsh? I'd like to hear your thoughts on.
Well, I supported Ryan, because I know he's another brother. Even though I didn't really enjoy the movie that much, I still supported it because I know how much effort it takes to put that stuff in. So I think he's in his right to own this. It's his story, so he should own it, and his family will be taken care of for the rest of their life. His great grandkids, 100 years from now. Well,
there you go.
He's looking out for the future. I mean, he's already a wealthy man. He's looking out for his great grandkids that he's never going to meet.
And he said it right there. I made $2 billion in gross box office. The man has made.
Yeah.
But this should be for every artist. I believe this for every artist. For singers, give me my masters back. Give me my tapes back. Give me the originals. Those are mine. I made those. You're just the money. You helped me distribute my work. I thank you for that. And we made a profit together. But they're mine. I own those. I made those. So I think that every artist should own their own shit like that and be given a deal like that. Hands down, in every contract that's ever made, I want this back in so many years. That's simple.
Yeah. He's looking out. I think he's looking out for his future bloodline, and they will own that. And then that means, because I know he said he's going to try and come out with prequels to this thing or whatever. So 100 years from now, his family will own that, and WB or whoever will need permission from his family if they want to use it.
And it speaks to his level of intelligence when it comes to reading the contract and putting what he wants into those contracts, because there's a lot of directors, there's a lot of people who just want to work in Hollywood and they'll sign their name on anything nowadays just to get the
now
work.
You mentioned something very important, and this is Rox. And remember, Ryan Coogler said it. He got some advice by the GOAT himself, Sir Christopher Nolan. Let me give it. We gotta give him
Christopher Nolan. He was knighted. Get it right.
Yep. That's why you saw this movie in IMAX, guys. So it's hard. And again, like you said, it's Zermacher get the rights. Spielberg's like which other one? Also, actors would get gross profit first dollar deal. Like Oppenheimer,
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel also with the Fast.
He owns the Pitch Black franchise. Yeah, Vin Diesel. That's another example. Yeah.
Do Spike Lee own all his movies, right?
All his movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Spike Lee,
yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
So Ryan Coogler, he'll be like that. He probably won't even need the studio in the next couple of years.
Exactly. This is nothing new, and Variety is trying to. I hate the digital age, man. I really I can't stand.
You know what, Charles?
Age,
I think it's time we go into the next topic.
Yeah, let's roll into this next topic, man. Because I'm about to. Let me go take some migraine medicine right quick. Hang on, I'll be right back.
But before, guys, Charles comes back. Please, if you're joining again, like, share, and subscribe. Harsh Critics is here. And if you're not subscribed to his channel, go to his channel. A link will be in the description.
Yep.
Support this man. He's also a fan like us, a big Snyder fan as well. And he is real. He keeps it real just like us.
Yeah.
I
keep it real, you know.
Yeah, dude, that's
I keep it real. There's no point in me lying. I don't get anything about lying. Like when I say no Snyderverse, no money, that's hey, you know, if that's what you guys want. Well, look, we'll get into that topic, but
that's the next topic. Don't worry, that's the next topic. That's the next topic. Don't worry, it's coming. It's
gonna save the best for last, man.
Right.
Yeah. So,
all right, he's got his medicine, Charles.
Oh God.
All right, anyway. This is to prevent me from getting a headache that I know that's going to come. So here we go.
So we were talking about this. We were talking about this now with artists not getting their shit back or get a piece of the gross profit. This is why. This is what's going on in Hollywood, and this is why we're getting a lot of shit, a lot of crap. Something like we're about to get July 11th, but we'll leave that a few more minutes. Hold on, guys, we're getting there. But this is a very important topic I want to share with you guys because
the latest.
All right, here we go.
Is Hollywood afraid of original films? Hi, this is producer Patrick bringing you the latest in the ever-evolving film and TV industry. Original films aren't dying. They're being ignored. Not by audiences, but by the studios. Hollywood's become a fortress of recycled IP. Reboots, sequels, and spin-offs dominate all the releases. Meanwhile, fresh ideas get buried, or forced to claw their way into existence. Look at Sinners, Ryan Coogler's original film. A bold Southern Gothic vampire thriller starring Michael B. Jordan. It had a strong box office opening, but media news is trying to downplay the film's success. Some outlets are already framing it as a, quote, disappointment. Not because it underperformed, it didn't. Because it challenges the film model that studios want to keep in place. Or take a look at Juror Number 2, Clint Eastwood's final film. No franchise, no superheroes, and Warner Brothers barely touched it. No promotion, no wide push, and a legendary filmmaker who's been loyal to Warner for decades getting a quiet fade out. This is how the industry buries originality. If it doesn't break the internet overnight, it's labeled a failure. But audiences are still showing up to these original films. They want fresh stories and not to be told what's worth seeing. And that's what Hollywood's afraid of. Not that original films flop, but that they succeed. And it gets revealed to investors that audiences want something different than what they're trying to sell. As always, would love to hear your thoughts.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
All right. And that is the reason why I said Mr. Coogler needs to stay far away from Cape shit as he possibly can. Build your own IP if you're going to build an IP.
Like Rebel Moon.
Like Rebel Moon. That's a perfect example. Build your own. I don't understand. So how long has Hollywood been around us here? What, 80, 90, 100 years, somewhere around there, somewhere in that vicinity, right? It's almost like they just got tapped out of ideas. And I don't know if that's actually true or not. At least on the surface, it seems if it can't be true because this film just came out. You got other original films that came out. The 90s, I remember like the tail end of the 80s and the 90s being like a shitstorm of nothing but original movies. Nothing but original film came out in the 80s. And Warner Brothers was like on top when it came to distributing those films.
Let me share something here real quick. Keep cooking. Keep cooking.
So I don't understand why they think a superhero IP or an IP that's already existed is some sort of formula to fix Hollywood. Either you're just lazy and you don't care, and you are just in it for the money, or you don't take your audience seriously enough.
Charles, I think it's more along the lines of Hollywood is following the corporate formula. It's what they've known to do now for the last, I'd say, 15 years. If they are happy putting in little effort and just following the formula and making the money that they're making. What this video that Phil just showed is exposing is that if the investors, if people start supporting, if the investors see us, the fans, supporting original ideas, they have to deviate from that corporate formula. That's what's scary.
Or certain director.
Or certain directors.
Zack Snyder.
But see, you're talking about they have to, but you're not talking about the why. Why are they kicking and screaming, hanging on to the leg of those IPs the way they're hanging on to them? Why won't they let them go? That's the problem. Nobody knows the why. We know that's what they're doing, and we know that's the corporate formula they're following, but we don't know why they're doing it. Because is it because you're greedy? And you think that you can just leapfrog to $1 billion successes over and over and over again with that IP? We don't know why they're doing this all of a sudden.
Rox, read this, please.
Okay, it says who quoted this?
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder, yeah.
All right, okay, so I'm not knocking on James Gunn's door going like, bro, shoot me one of those sweet movies, the holy grail of some original IP that you can create, that you create. That has resonance and is cool. Yes, 100%. And that's why he did his own thing with Rebel Moon. That's why he's doing these new IPs with Netflix. That's why
it's like they are scared to grab a piece of paper, sit their asses down, grab a pen and say once upon a time. They lost that whole feel, dude.
That's why they wanted AI to do it.
Yeah.
And Hollywood said, the union said fuck you.
The union said fuck them. Yep.
Okay. What's your take on this, Harsh? What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think it goes. There's a video on YouTube with the Russo brothers and Zack Snyder that they saying the same thing. They said, well, if you keep feeding people ice cream and they're going to get sick of it. If you keep feeding them the same thing, they're just going to get sick of it. The ones that make the big box office stuff is the one you take risk on. Like the joke, like the original joke, like the Joker movie, that was risky. Look how much money it made. Well, it was only 100 million. The budget was 100 million, and it made $1 billion.
For which one?
Joker.
The Joker.
The Joker, yeah.
But stuff like Oppenheimer about the atomic bomb of all things, and that makes over $1 billion. Like original ideas, something different, something that the audience doesn't see every other movie.
Right. Evil Superman.
I like to use it.
You never seen?
Yeah, Superman. Yeah, that's a perfect example. I like to use this analogy. You got Wendy's, McDonald's, and Burger King, Taco Bell, whoever. Right? You got them permeating every corner, every block, everywhere you can go. You can make a choice. Now imagine you waking up one morning,
60 million,
and all you see is Burger King up and down the block, and on every street corner and everywhere you go is nothing but Burger King. Are you not going to get sick of that?
Yeah.
What happened to Taco Bell? What happened to but you get what I'm saying, right? Where did Wendy's go? I liked the way they did their patties better than Burger King, but I like Burger King's fries. You see what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
Now all I see is Burger King.
Highlight Chris Bolt's comment there. That's a good one. Hollywood is afraid to create. Creativity requires work, thought, and a willingness to be offensive. Hollywood don't want to offend anyone outside the straight white Christian males.
Facts. He earned a drop.
Thank you, Chris Bolt. You earned a drop.
Yeah, I haven't done any drops lately, so sorry, guys. We've been
do this drop, and then I'm gonna cook on what he just said.
All right, let me find a good one for him. All right, I'm gonna do.
You know what happened to this guy, Jack? Well, made mistakes. And then he had us. Lights out! Now you want to get nuts! Come on, let's get nuts.
Get nuts, Charles.
Get nuts.
Oh man!
I mean, I agree with what what y'all saying,
Please,
man. Like,
keep talking, but pull his comment back up for me, please.
You keep feeding people the same stuff over and over and over again. People just gonna get tired. But I think like these Hollywood executives, they just want money. So money at the end of the day. But it's like, is it really making money? You know
what? WB can have 4, 5, even 6, 7 Barbies in the next 6 or 7 years, and it won't touch a drop of the debt that they are in. See, the thing about WBD is it's too late. They don't realize it, but it's too late. There was a point in time with WBD where you might have dug yourself out of a hole. All it took was you just listening. That's it. Like you always say, when it comes to business, it comes down to that very one person in his wallet. Back in the day before all of this, there was a time where a consumer could write that company a letter, and that letter would get to the CEO just like that. Mr. So-and-so, I don't appreciate you changing the formula of this and that. It's gone down in quality. It's this, it's that. And he starts getting letters like that over and over and over again. Guess what happens? He's going to change that formula back to the original.
Hey,
and all this.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, because I was finna interject. Me and CS did a interview not too long ago, and I told him about the situation with honeycombs back in 2018. They changed the recipe. I remember because I remember getting the new one. I'm like, this is crap.
They
a
did.
lot of people said I'm not dealing with this, and a year later, they changed it back. They had something in the box that we're back.
That we're back. Exactly. So that's the point that I'm making. It's like CEOs, they don't care about this stuff anymore. It's like we're under the weight of so much money right now, and we can't even hear what the fans even want. Because we got this much money doing this slop, we feel that we're going to continue to give you slop because we feel that your audience wants it.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Charles. The CEOs don't care because it's not affecting their wallet. David Zaslav is getting pay raises, right? So if it's not affecting his wallet, he doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit.
But he'll sell his shares when he knows the trailer's going to flop.
Yeah. All right. So all right. So Hollywood is afraid to create. Creativity requires work, thought, and willingness to be offensive. Hollywood doesn't want to offend anyone outside straight white Christian males. Okay. Now, I'm going to hurt some people's feelings right quick. Now, speaking of this, who here with a show of hands can actually tell me? Now, keep in mind, I am 52 years old. There might be somebody in this crowd, in the crowd older than me. I don't know. But this was before even I was born. Who here actually knows what the word woke means and where it came from? Anybody? I can tell you. Anybody? Somebody tell me what woke actually means and where it comes from and what's the symbolism behind woke. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I'm going to go ahead and educate you. Now, woke came from the term, and it was started by the black community. Since we're talking about this stuff, and Rox and Phil, you know how I feel about politics, but it seems like y'all just won't keep your mouth shut about this. So if you're watching, you all know who you are. If you're watching, let me go ahead and say this. You have absolutely no fucking idea what woke means or where it comes from or what the term comes from. What you did was you co-opted the word, you raped it and bastardized it, and then you applied it to films that you don't like, to the point where you can't see anything else but woke. So you are not giving real intelligent analysis as far as I'm concerned when it comes to talking about movies with people of color and things like that. You're not. You're not. The word woke, where it came from the black community basically waking up to the idea that things are not normal, or things could be on their way to normal, or good or bad or whatever. It did not matter which way. What woke meant, it means being aware. Woke is not a color. Woke could be a white person. Woke could be a black person. Woke could be anybody. Woke means to be self-aware and vigilant of the things that are going around you when it concerns the government, when it concerns your livelihood. That's what woke means. Ask your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy, ask somebody. Because they are doing you a disservice when you keep jumping on your YouTube channel talking about woke, 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 when you don't actually know what the word means. That is not what woke means. Applying the word woke to a film that has black people in it or Hispanic people in it doesn't even apply. It's a non-starter. And it only shows that you are there to get views and clicks. Big Daddy Charlie ain't here to give views and clicks. I'm here to tell you the fucking truth. That is not what woke means. Shut the fuck up about woke because you don't know what it means. Now, if you are trying to intelligently and articulate what you're saying is, I don't like when they race swap, makes perfect fucking sense to me. I believe that too. If there is an original story with an original character that you design, whether they black, white, whoever, and that was your original idea, I absolutely believe you shouldn't do shit like that. Absolutely. When it comes to an original idea, whether Hero was a male and he was doing his thing and they swap it out with a female and make her some sort of indestructible wallflower and Mary Sue and I don't believe in that either. Absolutely not. Come up with your own idea. Abso-fucking-lutely. But y'all have lost the message when it comes to woke because you are blinded by something even deeper than what you see on TV, and that's you are racist motherfuckers. You think I don't know that? You are. Call yourself what you really are. You don't want to see any black person or any Hispanic person or any woman in any type of role. It doesn't matter if the shit is original or not. Case in point, Sinners. Yep. We had a few of these people coming out talking about it's woke. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? A black man wrote, directed, came up with this story for Sinners. And it's woke? It's his story. How the fuck can it be woke? Now, if you want to say somebody came out and made a Sinners and made the characters all white, then you can say they race swapped every character. That's what they did. But the term woke means to enlighten and open your mind to the things that are going on around you concerning your people, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, whoever, the government and how they're fucking you in the ass. That's what woke means. So shut the fuck up about the word woke because you don't know what it means. I am so tired of you uneducated ass. I think I'm smart, so I have a YouTube channel, so I'm going to spit. You ain't spitting shit. You don't know anything. You started a channel to get clicks. You started a channel to get the look at me, look at me. But you are not offering anything of truth. What you are doing is you are lying to everybody that comes to your fucking channel. And I'm sick of that shit. Tell the truth once. Try that. Try telling the fucking truth about what's really real. And stop using woke as an excuse for you to be a fucking bigot, because that's what you are. Now, you got a problem with that? Come see old Charlie.
You know, Charles, it's crazy because when we reviewed Daredevil, me and Costello, dude, the narrative going around about that was people were calling it woke. Phil, you can attest to that. And we watched the whole show and it was amazing. Like, I don't understand how people can misconstrued and just twist what it means like that. You know what I mean? It's like the narrative is that everything is woke nowadays, and
they want to be famous. They don't care what they have to do, what they have to sell, what skirt they got to put on, whose dick they got to suck. That's where we're at right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah, it seems like
this digital age has got y'all youngsters twisted.
Yeah, it did. It does. It really does. That's why, like, I plan to like transition my channel. Like, I'm still gonna be doing movies, but I'm gonna be talking more about like life topics and stuff like that. Because the stuff I see on YouTube, I'll be like, "Hey, these youngsters are in trouble, man.
It's their motherfucking minds."
For real.
Dude, it's why I got off of Twitter. I don't know if you guys noticed lately. I got off of Twitter because it's just too much. And when you're constantly on that shit, your focus is not where it needs to be. You know, I'm a dad. My focus should be on with my kids and doing this podcast, which is, I can't do that and focus when I'm constantly worried about all this Twitter nonsense and Twitter bullshit and people DMing me or coming in my messages because they don't agree with this or they don't agree with that. It's like, I ain't got time for that, man. And I'm going to tell all you guys out there, every single one of you, get that shit out of your life and you're going to notice how much more positive and more fulfilled you'll become.
Yeah, like I said, with the movies, I'm just getting started because I'm gonna be going after these dating coaches. I'm going after everybody, like for real, like because that's what I can give because I'm older. You know what I'm saying? And I be seeing this stuff on YouTube. Like
this comes at a mile a minute. You don't have time to process anything like a human being should process.
How you guys doing?
You don't have what's up, Dual Shock. You don't have time to process anything like a human being should. The digital age does not give you time to. And you got all of this stuff coming at you so much that you are overloaded with this crap that you don't even know what the truth is anymore. People don't read books anymore. You don't pick up books to read.
Yeah.
There was a time where scientists and progress and medicine was lauded. Now you laugh at somebody or get suspicious or get offended by somebody that's smarter than you because you chose the short bus.
It's information overload. You hit the nail on the head. It's your brain is not designed to process all of that so fucking quickly. It's like a science experiment being done on us, bro.
So Harsh, we like to show proof that we are educated. We read.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'll show you my proof. Let me show you my book.
Oh, they doing book. They doing books. Hold up. Here, back.
Guys, read. Get off Twitter. You don't have to. I understand why Rock's left, but I'm not sharing that information because he's my buddy, and I'm not gonna tell why. But guys, get off Twitter for a while.
Yeah.
Grab a book. Don't chat GPT. Hey, no. Grab the physical fucking book. Choose a topic, whatever, and read.
I'm reading this one right now. It's called Lies My Teacher.
Oh, Charles, that's a good one.
Read.
Yeah, they don't read.
Read.
1984.
You see these 3 books that I just picked up right here?
Oh,
this will tell you about what the fuck is going on right now. These were banned books, by the way, guys. These were on the banned list. Yeah.
Bingo.
That's part of your fucking problem right there. You banning books.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Yeah.
I had to give him that drop. That's his drop when he's cooking. That I dropped. He dropped him. I dropped Jay-Z at him.
It was a time where people stood for something, where you had ideals to fight for, where you had things to fight for, and y'all don't want to do that anymore. Give me 90 to 2 hours of some dumb shit. Give me more dumb shit when I get home. Give me more dumb shit on my phone, and keep giving me dumb shit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much how I'm eventually transition the channel, into more popular topics, just giving my little takes on, little life's experience, because like I said, the stuff I be seeing on YouTube and the stuff I actually hear in society, because I work with a lot of people, it's like y'all actually falling for this crap. Like it's doing more harm for y'all because y'all young. But yeah.
Speaking of more harm and young, let's go ahead and transition into DC and James Gunn. I've been dying to talk about him.
Yep.
Well, my whole thing is, look, you are the consumer. At the end of the day, you are the consumer. You the ones that make these companies rich. If you want Zack Snyder's Justice League story and stuff like that, why support James Gunn? That's something you don't want. And when I did that first podcast with Coach of the Pop Culture, who's a James Gunn guy, he was more of a Snyder fan than me. He has the Man of Steel tattoo on his arm. It's like you guys really, I don't know, I guess because like I said, the young, they easy to control, but it's just like, you guys, you are the consumer. Mm-hmm. You have power. Those dollars is power. Once those movies start failing, then they'll get the hint.
It's always about
they
money,
know.
guys.
They know. If they don't know, they know what we want. James Gunn know this. I mean, when he posts that picture with Zach, look at the hype that created.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
So
let's
Phil, go ahead.
Let's transition.
So I fucking hate you, James Gunn. I fucking hate you. But please stop showing up in the marketing of everything. And only one picture of Superman and Lewis. He was not there. Everything else, he's in it. Right now, he was, what was it in Japan? There was like a Comic-Con in Japan or something?
I think that,
yeah, and his ass showed up on video. I don't know if let me see if I can find it here. But basically,
I think
you have to go. He has to go to fucking Japan and not show his face to us, U.S.
So
states.
instead of having David Cornsweat Superman come up on screen and talk to the fans and hype them up, you had James Gunn come up on screen. That's
he was with David Cornsweat.
Oh, he
They
was?
both-
Okay. All right. I didn't see it. Been on social media. So.
Well, we'll give you that, James. We'll give you that. But still, get the fuck out of them. Let your actors. You need to sell Superman. You're not selling James Gunn. You're not selling yourself. You need to sell David. You need to sell Rachel. You need to sell
you know what I find disturbing out of all that? Everything you said is correct. Here's what I find disturbing about it. There's people that are over him and they is, you know what I'm thinking is happening? Hold up. They okay, so they say that WBD is beefing with James Gunn right now because of him basically self-inserting himself into the story, making the story about him. But I don't actually believe that's true. They're only beefing with James Gunn now about it is because it got leaked. I think they would have been all
breaking.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think they would have been all right if that typing monkey shit and Lex behind the whole thing. For those of y'all that don't know, that haven't been keeping up, there is a plot line in this upcoming James Gunn film Superman that has him fighting social media trolls online, and his biggest nemesis is Lex Luthor and the monkeys back there typing up all kind of shit and making Superman feel bad.
Hashtag super shit, apparently.
Hashtag super shit. This is the hashtag. Oh, and by the way, we're gonna get into that as well. If you're look, if you are into that type of shit, mindless, stupid shit like that, if you can relate to that, that's perfectly okay. But I, as a 52-year-old man, cannot. I cannot sit by and literally, I would rather put a cigarette out in my right eye than go see this film. And I don't care what anybody says about the film. I don't care if it's going to be good. I don't care if it's going to be bad. I don't really care at this point. The reason why I am not going to give James Gunn's Superman a chance, it is because it is beneath me. It is beneath my character. It is beneath who I am as a person, an intelligent person, a person who likes to think, a person who likes depth, who likes to study and evolve and change. This movie is beneath me. That I said that shit. I'm putting on my king's crown and I'm saying that. And I'm looking down on this film and saying, this film is beneath me. This film is no more important to me than the couple of pieces of lint that I picked off of my pants this morning before I put them on. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all took original story, the deepest part of Superman that we can get and see him evolve into the character that y'all claim y'all want, and just say, you know what, fuck it. Give me Crypto the dog, which is really his dog. Give me a beat up Superman with bruises. I'm sure that's an allegory about him getting beat up by the internet over the years. Home.
High school.
Take me home. Take me home. Well, you know what? I don't want to see that. I don't want to pay money for that. Okay? When I saw Man of Steel, that was hands down probably other than, and then when Justice League came out, I was just like, that's it for me. The way they spoke, their lines, their dialogue, the way Michael Shannon is my favorite villain, by the way, in the DCEU, and then there's Steppenwolf. But Michael Shannon killed it as General Zod. He did. He killed it. It was Shakespearean, especially between him and Jor-El and Russell Crowe. It was beautiful. And y'all asking us to trade that type of storytelling for James Gunn, for super shit and fart and pee-pee jokes and all of this other kind of shit. I will not accept living in your world, ma'am and sirs. I'm not going to do that. That is why our wallets will be closed July 11th. Yeah. I encourage everybody who's got them on disc to watch them shits all day, every day until the cows come home. You know what? Even if you don't, hey, if y'all got HBO Max, get it for like 4 weeks or however long Superman is gonna roll, and just watch Man of Steel all day, every day until the entire Superman run is done, and then just cancel that shit.
You know, I think Man of Steel is actually on Netflix too, on in some areas. So if you guys got it on Netflix, get that shit to number one. Get it to number one.
But I for one am not going to accept, and this is me standing on principle, by the way, for you youngsters that don't know what that means, is just accept slop all the time. This entire country was built on rebellion and resistance.
Yeah.
That's me. Okay? That's me. So that's why I'm not going to give James Gunn shit a chance, because he has no depth. He has no character. Back in his trauma days, the reason why he was doing all of that shit is because he really wasn't famous back then, and he thought he had nothing to lose until he had something to lose. It reminds me of that senator, that young guy back in the day that wants to be a senator, and he finally becomes a senator, and then you find out 15, 20 years later, in his college days, he was doing some wild shit.
Right.
That's James Gunn. You are famous now, James Gunn. You would think that once your name started to become popular, you would start doing shit differently. That is the model of redemption. If that's what you were looking for, if you were looking to be redeemed for that heinous shit that you said about, children and pedophilia and all that online. I got a kid, by the way, and I'd fuck you up for some shit like that. I'm going to tell you right now. I have a kid. That's the type of shit that I don't want to see. I don't want to see the dark, perversion Hollywood. I don't want to see any of that crap. I will burn this world down for my kid. So imagine when we found out that you took over DC, and this is the type of behavior that you were displaying. And I'm not saying you did anything. I want to keep that perfectly clear. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. There's no evidence that said you did anything. But homie, you got people in your orbit and your gravity is strong. You hung out with a dude that was a pedo. You attended theme parties that were pedo parties. Your tweets, your book, the toy maker, or whatever the fuck that was called. You are a weird dude. And that's just the bottom line. And you should not be running DC.
Right.
This dude, he looks fucking weird in this picture. It's like, oh, James.
You see, and the thing that I agree with Charles 110% is just by having James Gunn running DC, it's like, how did WB not think that you are now associating this man and his entire past with an IP that you guys are directing at kids? How did you guys think that was going to be some kind of a good look, that was going to be accepted by fathers like me and Charles?
Mm-hmm.
Also, keep in mind, though, that they burned the audience. We are the audience, the real audience. And now they're looking for a new audience. But guess what? This new audience that you want, like you said, Rox and Charles, you both are parents. I'm not Harks. Are you a father? Are you
right. That's that. We're working on it.
You're working. Okay.
Congratulations, brother.
I don't have a kid. So yeah, I can understand. And this is a topic also that we talked with Sil on our last show. Shout out to Sil if you're watching. That moms is not going to be enough because dads. I think dads are that like Superman are going to take their kids. Hey, no, go see this type of Superman. No, absolutely not.
I will sit down with my boys and watch Man of Steel on July 11th. That's what I will do. I will show them.
That's what I'm doing.
Real Superman.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. That's all I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. But back to what I'm saying. You had a path. He had a path out of this. He did. He had a path out. When he apologized for everything he did, and what he should have done was his winning card should have been bringing the DC fandom back together. That should have been the card he should have played, and he chose not to. Because men like that don't change. Don't get it twisted. James Gunn is still the same dude. Just because he doesn't tweet like that anymore, that don't mean shit. You can see the allegories of his behavior through his work. Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, the Suicide Squad. You can see all elements of who he is in every single one of those films. Not just Superman. Superman is going to be the ultimate one. But those movies, you can still see Gunn in them. All right, go ahead, Phil.
So I was just going to remind that he could have united the fandom, but when he said Netflix, this must be the wackiest hashtag ever.
That's what set it off. That's what set it off. So the sale hashtags that started. Shout out to Skywalker and the Cool Table and all of them. Look, when those hashtags started, the very first thing he said, because I was reading one of the clips and somebody asked him, "What do you think?" Hey, James Gunn, and I can't remember who the person was that sent the shit, but it said, "What do you think about these hashtags?" And then they posted what they were, and then here comes James Gunn. I think that they're the wackiest things, blah, blah, blah. They're fractious fandom, this, that, and the third. I talked to Zack Snyder. He doesn't want to do it anymore. Lying his ass off. That was the first thing he did as part of his job running DC, the first thing I'm going to do is get online, tell everybody to shut the fuck up. I'm running this shit, and I don't care if you like it. That's basically what he did. And here we are.
So another thing that has been spreading the word online, and I believe this is true. I think we all see now already that he's mocking the Snyder Cut. So and this is not the first time Warner Brothers has mocked us, the fans, because they already did it with Barbie. I let it slide because I saw Barbie. I saw it once. I went with my sister. It was an okay movie. I had fun. Was it like a grandioso movie for me? No, it was a chick film, and that's okay. That was the target. The target was females. Nothing against that. Zack Snyder's Justice League was, you might say, it was targeted for men, but guess what? Women also like Zack Snyder's Justice League. So let's comment on the message that has been sent to James Gunn, because he won't listen. But I'm glad Gary from Nerderotic said it. Shout out to you, Gary. Blake.
So I heard this may be breaking, and I told you this, but you did not say this publicly.
Yeah.
From my source regarding Superman. There are jokes that make fun of the Snyder Cut. And yeah, so I don't know if it's making fun of Snyder Bros per se, but there's jokes that make fun of the Snyder Cut.
Bro, I know you're watching, James. Cut it out. Cut it out of the movie right fucking now. You will never fucking live it down if it does not outgross Man of Steel, and you took a shot at Snyder Cut fans, and then you put in the hashtag super shit. If I cut it out, dude.
James Gunn, dismissing Cavill. I think a lot of people did not like that decision. Cavill was a great Superman in a movie that was not well received.
Yeah,
that's why I think that people respond are just apprehensive. David Cornsweet still has to prove himself, I think.
Now, let me say something about this. They say Henry Cavill was well received, but the movie underperformed. No, it did not underperform. It did well. It made money. Why didn't it make $1 billion? Did RDJ make $1 billion when Iron Man came out? No. Why? Because that was the first movie. Plant the seed, put a little water, and let it grow. And it takes time.
I got to counter what that guy said.
But that's all. But it's all null and void anyway, because we know the conspiracy for which was going on behind the scenes anyway. So it wouldn't have mattered. You understand what I'm saying? It didn't matter because this was a planned effort from the get-go to be like Marvel, and they seem to just keep hitting their head against the wall. Let's be like Marvel. Let's be like Marvel.
Right.
That's why.
I got to counter what he said, though. So I'm talking to James Gunn right now. James Gunn, we know you're listening. Leave it in there. Don't cut it out. Leave it in there. I dare you. You know what they say when you give somebody enough rope, right? Because that's exactly what James Gunn is doing. There is no chance that this movie is going to succeed. I truly believe that in my soul.
I do too.
He is not going to succeed.
It came out today that said there's no possible way. It says DC fans, if you think that this film is going to outgross Man of Steel, you can think again. It's not happening.
So leave it in there.
It's not happening.
Leave it in there.
So you can leave that hashtag super shit in there with the monkeys and Lex Luthor and the weird robots. You can leave all of it in there because that is who you are. And that's perfectly okay.
Come back and bite him in the ass.
Yeah, that's why I say just tank the movie. Stay at home, keep your wallets closed, because Superman being a success does nothing for Snyderverse. They said fuck the fans, say fuck them. I mean, you have more to gain if you just stay home.
Exactly.
You have more to gain.
Exactly.
you know.
And
these companies have lost have lost the effect, the timeless art of seduction when it comes to getting your customer. They lost it.
Yeah,
they have no idea how to do it anymore.
And I'm willing to guarantee that the weekend after this movie comes out and bombs, Zack Snyder will be getting a phone call. Whether it's from WB or whether it's Netflix contacting WB or WB contacting Netflix, Zack Snyder will come back.
But you know what's more important to me than calling Zack Snyder back? Learning the damn lesson. That's what I care about. Learn the lesson. Learn the lesson that you should have learned 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Learn the lesson that your studio was friendly to especially auteur filmmakers who came in with original ideas. That was your mandate, WB. Look it up. I'm not making this shit up. Go find out what the Warner's brothers wanted. There was 4 of them. Go look them up and find out what their studio was supposed to be about. Until WB decided that the modern WB decided they wanted to chase everyone else.
I have to show another video here because oh my god, this guy is making it way too fucking easy. Oh boy, RMB.
Or false? No, so no comic book.
So false.
Okay, so false.
Billy for soups.
There you go.
I'm gonna go false too, only because I would love it if Superman made over $1 billion just so I could just post James Gunn Superman and how much it made. Just to be able to, and that's the tweet forever.
Yeah,
you're actually.
That's all I would ever have to say. So please make over $1 billion. Please.
I'd love it.
You can make that happen, Rob. Just a lot of your time will be required.
You got to go see that so many times.
Yeah, but I wanted to. I want every comic book movie to make $1 billion.
You see that smirk in his face right there?
Look at this. Look at this sweaty jowl having just look at him.
I am so tired of this man's face. I am so tired of putting his face on thumbnails. I am so sick of it.
By the way, Robert, that invitation is rescinded because we've DM'd you. You said you wanted to come to the show. We invited you. We told you publicly that we would give you a proper treatment, treat you with respect. Like our guest, Ready Harsh Critics, we promoted him. We told everyone, hey, Harsh Critics is coming. Come on and join the party. Because we respect our guests.
we got us an interloper here. It'll be funny to see what these morons will say if it does make $1 billion. Hey, Todd Jones, why don't you show your fucking face and talk that yay and call us morons? Why don't you cam up and say that?
We'll send you a link. We'll send you a link right now, bro.
Cam the fuck up, Todd Jones, and say that. Because I bet you are part of the crowd of people that exactly who I was talking about tonight. Well, come on. Bring your ass on. Bring your ass on, bro. Come on, Cam the fuck up and talk that shit.
I always say, like, if the movie makes $1 billion, I mean, that's your mediocre universe. That's what you guys accepted. You know, that's your baggy suit. That's your cross-eyed Superman.
You hiding behind that. Come on the show, Cam up and talk your shit.
Crazy.
Mr. Todd Jones, how long did it take you to make that account, Todd Jones? 10 seconds? To jump on here and start talking smack? Well, come on, bro. Pull up. I don't care about all that. Pull up. Let's go.
If it does make $1 billion, it's not. There's not a
and
chance.
If it does, how many empty seats? And if it does make and people love it, we still want Zach to finish his movie, so it doesn't change a fucking thing.
Remember Captain Marvel, guys?
Check it. Come on down here, bro.
You guys remember Captain Marvel?
You talking that shit? Let's go, Cam.
He doesn't know who he's talking to.
Give me your address.
Todd, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Wow,
walk
bro.
Away. Todd, walk away. walk the fuck away, dude.
Look, cam the fuck up.
Not
Talk
want to
shit.
piss off Charles.
You know, it's easy to talk shit behind a keyboard in the chat. Cam up.
It sure is. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. I've been to war. You want to fuck with me? Come on and cam the fuck up, and then you can tell me where you live, and we can get it on. And I can show you what I can do with that long gun. Get your ass up, cam the fuck up right now, and talk that shit. And I'll show you what I used to do for a living.
DM us on the Lethal Geeks page on Twitter. We'll send you the link right now. Let's see if you got the balls.
That's the problem, man. Is these kids?
Yeah.
They got no respect. They got no fucking respect at all. I could tell this is probably some 16, 17-year-old
Bitch off my chat. Get this bitch off my chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's banned.
See you later, pal.
And this is what happens when where's that drop? Damn it, I lost it. God damn it. All right, never mind.
Nah, man. You know what? These kids today, they got no fucking respect at all. It's like, you know what? You want to talk shit? That's fine. Come on.
You got you a digital phone and a digital this and a digital that, and you can hide behind obscurity.
Hide behind a fake name online.
Be a fucking man. Be a fucking man. And talk that shit. If you think cape shit is worth getting your eye socket shattered, then you go ahead and cam the fuck up and you meet me somewhere. If you think that's what it is. If you think that's what time it is, let's go.
All right, guys. Enough of this fucking waste of time.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if it hit $1 billion, then hey, that's what's you guys accept it. You know, I won't be watching that crap. You know, I'll stick to watching my Zack Snyder films and just that's it. But as of right now, I'm sticking to the mission.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna see it all the way through. So
and the mission is no Snyderverse, no motherfucking money.
Yep.
Hashtag wallets closed.
That's it.
July 11th.
There is nothing that you can sell me. There is nothing that you can sell me in his universe. There's nothing that you can sell to a 52-year-old man who wants real story, real stakes, real consequences, or something to talk about. There is nothing in this Superman film that will connect me to that. And if you can't connect me to that, and all you got is remembering yourself when you had feety pajamas on and a fake ass cape, if that's all you got, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Think
Totally
about it this way, guys.
man.
We're 3 months away from this movie's release, and we've seen nothing. They haven't
no trailer,
put out anything. Yeah, they put out their little 5-minute preview, but other than that, like, they haven't told us anything about the story. There's barely been any dialogue released besides "Home, take me home." Like,
what are they waiting on?
What are they waiting for?
We have yet to hear about a trailer. Like a real trailer with real dialogue that connects and makes you feel like selling a sizzle is what they call it. We don't have that yet. We don't know how this movie is going to be structured, how it's going to go, other than what we heard, and that it's a series of episodic stuff involving Lex Luthor, and each one is different.
Yeah, that's what we hear. And honestly, I think that's what it is, man. I mean, because you gotta wonder, like, what are they waiting on? Like, are you trying to convince audience to come over?
Harsh. Zazzy sold stocks. He sold his stocks because he's seen the movie. He saw the trailer. It's trash.
Yeah,
if you're too confident on your product, why the fuck are you selling your shit?
Like,
that's
from
insider trading, guys. By the way.
Yeah, like for the stuff that we seen, including the marketing, if it was to come out in 3 weeks, would it do numbers? So what's gonna change? Like, what's gonna change in a month or two before it come out?
I have just regular everyday folks that I work with, right? Like for my day job. And I talk to them and I say, like, hey, have you guys seen the new Superman trailer? Are you guys excited about the new? They don't even know that there's a new movie, bro.
I work with.
They're like, oh, is Henry Cavill coming back? It's like, oh man, you guys don't know. That's what people in the chat. You guys got to realize that, man. Like, people don't know. We know because we're fans of this shit.
Right.
But the general audience doesn't know. They think that the next Superman movie, they're going to see Henry Cavill. As soon as they realize Cavill's not in this movie, they ain't going, guys. They ain't going.
I want to share this. I want to share this because this is an old video of Cavill, but this is why this man is still Superman on the general audience's point of view, because we've shown you videos that he's at derbies and Joe Rogan, everybody like, where's Cavill? Where the fuck is Cavill? Henry Cavill Superman. This is why the man is Superman.
I've always been a fan of Superman, so just alone having the opportunity to literally wear his boots for a number of movies and to wear them not just on set either. With a character like that, you carry the mantle with you offset.
There it is.
And it
You
becomes,
carry it with you.
Part of your public representation. People, when you meet children don't necessarily see me as Henry Cavill or even Geralt of Rivia, but they might see Superman. And there's a responsibility which comes with that, and it's because it's such a wonderful character. It's actually a responsibility I'm very happy to have, and I hope that I get to play more of Superman in years to come. My life has changed dramatically because of it. It has given me plenty of opportunity for roles, and yeah, it's been one of those characters which changed the entire course of my career, and I'm incredibly grateful for it. And it's also taught me a lot about myself. The nature of the character is so good.
In what way, Henry?
He's so good, the character, and he's so kind. And when you start to compare yourself to him because you're playing him, you start to really look inwards and you say, am I a good person? Can I be a good enough person to play Superman? And if you ever find a whisper in there, which is like, hold on a second, maybe not, then you adjust it and you make sure you are a better person. And I think that's all we can do in life when as we grow and we gain experience is not beat ourselves for the mistakes we make, but to endeavor to be better people as those mistakes happen.
All right. Now, I want to say something about that. So he said something extremely important there, and it's something that was extremely key. He makes you want to look inside yourself and say, am I a person like that? Can I be this person? Okay. Now, from the way that you Gunn fans have been treating Zack Snyder, talking about his family, talking about his tragedy, all of that kind of stuff, do you think that you have those innate qualities? Do you think if Superman or Kal-El or Clark Kent were a real person, do you think that he'd rock with y'all acting the way y'all do online? It's an honest question. Do you honestly think that he would say, that's my kind of guy, these are the people I want to be like, these are the people I want to learn from? No, he would not. And that brings me to another point. Maybe that's what the problem is. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, especially Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, especially those two films, was a mirror to how society actually acts. And that's why you don't like the story. That's why you didn't like Zack Snyder's take, because it reminds us too much of your fallacies, your failures, your insecurities, your mental issues. Am I right? Am I hitting the head? Am I hitting it right on the head? Because it was an allegory to your own life. It was like looking at a mirror and saying, shit, my life is fucked up. I don't want to see that on screen. Is that what it is? That is the exact reason why you should see it on screen. That is the exact reason why you should open your eyes, if you have to use toothpicks, to watch the horror on screen and how they treated him and everything else to become a better person. That's exactly what you should do. Zack Snyder said it himself. I want to give you something tied up all nice and neat. I want to give you something that's going to kick you in your shit and make you think. And you're afraid of that. You're afraid to see the man who's supposed to be all powerful, weak and ineffectual and timid, just like human beings are, until they become something better than what they are. You're afraid of that journey. And that's the reason why you didn't like it. Straight up. That's why you like this stupid ass shit that you're seeing right now. That's why it's easy to just dazzle your eyes with movies like The Thunderbolts, Madam Web. Count them. Count the drivel and the trash that has come out. Because those take you away to somewhere where you don't have to think about your problems, the same fucking problems that's going to be there tomorrow. You might as well just go on and watch that shit and learn from it, don't you think? And grow up. That's the reason why I believe they don't like Zack Snyder's films, because he touches on the truth way too much for them to handle.
I want to hit on the Cavill video real quick. And one of the things that I really appreciate about Cavill's character as a human being, as a person, is just in the way he speaks. You can see how humbled he was to have the opportunity that he had to play Superman. And that's something that I think James Gunn needs to take some note of and apply to himself. You are not humble for the opportunity that you have right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You said it right there. That's what I'm talking about. And I spoke on this. I said the road to redemption, you have to show that. It has to show in your behavior. It has to show in how you treat people. If you want to be fully redeemed for what you did, no matter how heinous it was, you can be if you continue to follow that path. But you have not changed anything about yourself, James Gunn. You are the same person. Just because you don't do the tweets anymore, that don't mean shit.
Right.
You're still the same guy. You need to change that. And if you were humble, and if you were saying, you know what, I'm taking this job with humility, I'm going to do my best to make sure I give you the best Superman possible, we probably ought to be like, all right, let's see what you got. But instead of that, you started talking shit. Here we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Final thoughts. Harsh.
Well, July 11th, Wallace closed. No Snyderverse, no money. Don't take your family. Don't take your friends. If you really want Zack Snyder or have a chance to get him back, don't support it. Just let the movie fail. Superman's success does nothing for Snyderverse. Just remember that.
Wait a minute. What's that little wallet? Don't pull you out and use your monies to see this film? Okay, I won't do that, buddy. I won't do that to you. I'll put you back in my pocket.
But I would say now, if you are, I'm not talking, are you a passionate Superman fan? Someone that's passionate in the character? Then if that's your taste, then go ahead. But as far as Snyderverse goes, if you want to see the conclusion of that story, or you want Henry Cavill back, or you want Ben Affleck back, keep the wallets closed. Because mine is closed.
Absolutely.
I'm not supporting that film.
Yep. I'm not going to support that film any way, shape, or form. Like I said, I'm not going to completely ban WBD, because if they keep coming with original films like Sinners and stuff, I'm going to keep on giving them a chance. As far as that part of it goes.
So, it's a different division, guys.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Exactly. So
it's a different division. Yeah. So Harsh, let the people know how they can find you.
Oh, you can reach me on Twitter at the Harsh Critics / it's X now, but Twitter. Or you can check out my YouTube handle, Harsh Critics, and come support your boy.
Yeah, guys, absolutely. Go and support. Go and subscribe to his channel. Like he's one of us. He's in the fight with us.
Yeah, we're in the fight.
We're gonna keep in the fight. We're gonna keep on going because we will win this fight.
We
will win it.
Damn right.
Rox, your take.
Final thoughts, real quick. Harsh, I want to thank you for joining us tonight, dude. I said, we have been. I know Charles and Phil. We've been trying really, really hard to get
I remember
you here.
The comments. Yeah.
But so here. Having you here means a lot, dude. Thank you so much. As for me, like I said earlier, guys, I know I'm not on X anymore, but I am still on Instagram. So if you want to follow Rox TLG or Rock Talks on Instagram, that's me. I will be sharing all things Lethal Geeks related on there. And you know what? When it comes to this whole Twitter thing, like I said earlier, guys, take a break, clear your mind, and the positive energy, you'll feel it. You'll feel it start to come back, because what Charles hit on earlier is the truth. We are being hit with information overload, and our brains are not designed for that. They're not, guys. So that's really where I stand with that right now. Other than that, I can't wait to be back here in another 2 weeks with the boys as always. And I had a blast tonight. And
Yeah, I did too. And shout out to y'all. Thanks for having me on the Lethal Geeks. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks.
For sure. Thank you for being here, brother.
Yeah, thank you, man. All right, I'll say my thoughts, and Charles, you can close this one. So Harsh, again, thank you very much, man. I've been following you for a long time, dude. I love your content. I saw your interview also with the director. Director, I see you, buddy.
Yeah. He's in the house.
He's right there. See us,
Victory will be ours. We will
go to
stop
the channel
at
too, guys.
nothing.
Go to the channel.
Hashtag
See us, the
restore
director.
the Snyderverse.
Yep. So yeah, dude, like we're all, like you said, we're consumers. We're fans, we're consumers, and if we don't like this shit, then why the fuck should I pay for it?
Right.
You know. So yeah, guys, I'll be back in my basement tomorrow. I'm flying back home finally. I'm tired. I want to get back to my space. I want to back to my space, dude. It's been a long vacation, but yeah, dude, I did not want to miss this because we've been trying to get you for a while. So
appreciate it. Appreciate you, y'all.
I appreciate you coming, man. And we'll be in touch. Remember
yeah.
what I told you backstage. Okay,
Copy,
we will be in touch. We will be in touch with that. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, Charles.
Close it out.
All right. Obviously, Harsh, man, these fellas pretty much said it all, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've been trying to get you on for a while. I've been dying. Like I said, I was that dude in the comments, like, hey, you gotta come on here, man. I was really interested in getting your takes on this whole Zack Snyder stuff. My final thoughts is this, man, and this is especially for you young people out there. Y'all don't fight for anything anymore. Y'all don't, or you never did, or your parents didn't teach you how something. But here, what we believe in, my generation, where I come from, I'm Gen X. Okay. We are what they call the latchkey kids. We were the one that went out, rode our bikes, and stayed out all night till the street light came on and all other type of shit. There was no internet. We drank from water hoses. That was us. Okay. I come from probably one of the last toughest generations to exist. Okay. I am saying, learn to stand for something. Learn to stand on principle about what you believe in, no matter what it is, because it's yours. You have a right to see what you want to see, feel what you want to feel. You have a right to this stuff. Okay. You don't have to just sit there and accept every single thing just because they once gave you a great experience. It's just like anything else. When someone does something wrong and it involves you, you correct that. You help them correct that mistake. How do you help them correct that mistake? By letting them know this is not what we want. We pay money for this. This is not what we want. You write them letters. You tell them how you feel. These things are important. That means that the business model, which they have lost, which these business corporations have lost, the business model is the customer is first. It is what you want. That is how they make money. That's how it doesn't matter what that product is. It doesn't matter what those companies are selling. The power is in the purse. The power is in your pocket, is in your money. Tickets can cost anywhere for a family of three, family of 4, 100, 150, sometimes $200, depending on where you go. That is a lot of money to spend on 2 hours of fart and pee-pee jokes, no meaning behind the story, nothing to make you think about that was worth your dollar, that stretched your dollar that length of time. When you get out of that film, you want to get around your friends and you want to, let's talk about this film. This shit was deep. There is none of that anymore. Okay. You need to get back to that place. You need to stand on something, stand on business, stand on principle, because that is what is important. Otherwise, you will never, ever, ever get what you really, really want, and you're going to be so complacent that it's not going to even matter anymore. That's already beginning, as a matter of fact. I am always going to be the person that I am. I am always going to be the person that's going to stand on business because I was taught that way. My parents, my grandparents taught me this. Okay. And that's all aspects of my life. No matter when I was in the military, whether it's this geek stuff, it does not matter what it is. They did a man wrong by using his tragedy of the loss of a child to turn his universe into complete shit. We will not accept that. Y'all need to understand that. We're not going to accept it. If you don't do anything else, WBD or whoever, whatever company is going to take it over, whatever's going to happen, if you guys don't do anything else, finish this man's saga with JL2 and JL3, or call it whatever you want, the nightmare timeline or the battle with Darkseid. I don't care what you call it. Just make sure Zack Snyder's name is attached to it and let the man finish the story so we can all get a good night's sleep. That's all I got.
All right, y'all.
Real quick, I like Mama Bear's comment there. Said something like, or was it stand for something or fall for anything? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I can't find it now, but 100%, man.
That's from Sucker Punch, man. Homie
There
told the girl. He told the girls that he was like, stand for something or fall for anything. And that's where we are. We are not gonna fall for anything. We listen. Let me tell you something. As a company at WBD, outside of the superhero stuff, they're a relatively good company. They do distribute and make good stuff if they let people do it. It's this fantasy that they have for IPs that they just can't seem to let go of, and they need to let that go.
Agreed.
All right. You done, Charles?
Oh yeah, I'm good, bro.
Okay. All right, guys. So Harsh, thank you again,
For sure, y'all.
guys. We will be back in 2 weeks, and no Snyderverse, no money. Wallets
Yep, no Snyderverse, no money. Wallets closed.
No money, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, and we'd like to thank everybody for showing up in the chat. We had like 160 people in here. We really appreciate it. Again, smash that like, comment on anything you can comment on. Hit the subscribe, do all of that. We really do appreciate you being here with us. I know I can be over the top sometimes, guys. I'm just a very, very passionate person. And when somebody talks shit to me like that, I'm a grown ass man. I am not a kid. I don't play that shit. I don't. So please respect me when you come into my chat, and I will respect you. But if you don't, I'm gonna go scorch earth on your ass. That's just the way I am.
Charles, you're one of the most passionate people I know when it comes to all this. So it is what it is, homie. It's nothing but love and passion, and we understand it.
I appreciate that, man. Guys, thank you so much. This has been episode 21 of the Lethal Geeks podcast. Holy shit.
Thanks for having me, y'all. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Harsh, Phil, Rocks. I love you guys, man. We want to have you again, Harsh. So don't despair, bro.
No, reach out, or I'll reach out to y'all. I know it's gonna be some stuff behind the scenes. So yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk.
Absolutely.
We'll have a talk.
Absolutely. All right.
All right, guys.
Love you guys.
All right, y'all.
See you guys.
Peace.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes till the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I mean, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in a mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. Hell yeah. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you gonna do?